Yo, what's happening? This is Late Night CJ, and we back at it once again. I'm not even gonna play around with it. We are fastly approaching the Oscars, and I have a question. Does Sinners have a chance? Now, I'll say this. I'm gonna go ahead so I can be all inclusive. I'm not going to be exclusive. Now, it's easy to cherry pick and say the racial components will definitely play a part, but let's go broader than that. You know what I'm saying? Let's be bigger than the surface. Let's think deeper. Let's go, like I say, I like to do the deeper dive. Let's dive deep into the situation. But in order to do that first, I have to give you some context on my frame of mind. Now, as a black man, what? He black? Yes, I'm black. I've been black a very long time. Basically, my whole life. But what I'm saying is, for us, and I use myself personally, we've always felt like we don't get a fair shake. And some of y'all might disagree and some of y'all might agree. But we've always felt like we have to be twice as good just to get half the credit. We have to work extra. We have to be non-offensive, always inclusive, always make sure that we don't step on any toes just to get a fair shake in any ordeal. That's in the corporate world, that's in personal interaction throughout society. Always, we can't be offensive in a sense. And with this movie, the reason why I did not do an initial, you know what I'm saying, Late Night CJ, you know what I'm saying, with no spoilers, right? The reason why I didn't do that because I felt like the movie was too good to allow myself to go into more of a comical situation, but I wanted you to experience it on your own. And what I saw on there was, it was actually, if we're gonna go broader, yes, it had the racial component just for the visual aspects, but it took so many different layers. It was actually a good film. And just to give you a backstory, I initially growing up wanted to do films. I even went to school for a little while to do films, dropped out, had a family, did all those things. But what it allowed me to do is to see it from beyond just a consumer perspective, but from an artistic perspective. This movie was so layered that I haven't seen anything close to it in a very long time. It might have been too layered for the average consumer because they'll just look at it, see black, white, Dracula, black folks, and the dudes at the end shoot out, all of that, you'll see that and you'll go there, but you won't notice the subtleties in the shots. Now that I've given you that, let's go into the deeper dive. Let me give y'all an example. Instead of a racial component, let's look at it from a corporate perspective. Yeah, dig on that for a second. We're gonna go for a corporate, kind of line of thinking. What if I were to tell you that corporate America is like vampires? They feed off the energy and the talent of the common man. The person that doesn't have the resources, doesn't have the access. You go to work every day and you give that boss your absolute best. Well, most of us. Some of y'all just go get a check. And I ain't mad at you. But you give them your absolute best. You come in there sick. They tell you, leave your problems in the car when you come into the building. And 9 out of 10 of y'all do that. Y'all go in there, y'all might have problems with your marriage, problems with your children, finances. It ain't cutting it, but you want a sense of security, and that is inside the building. You got that sense of security. But when you go out into that corporate world, you are in danger. You have all the predators of vampires that want to drain you of your energy, drain you of your talent, and take full advantage of you and tell you, no, you can be included in our world, but in actuality, you are trading your life to be in their world. Do you see how layered it is when we even take the racial component out of it? You understand me? When you're in your little bubble, which was the juke joint, you safe. It just transcends time. You are having a good old time. It is a world where money doesn't exist. Remember, they was using wood nickels and all of that, and the music, and it was going, and it was just the vibe, and all through there, everybody was safe. But when you went outside into the corporate world, you were no longer valued. You are now putting yourself to be victimized for your abilities and your talents, and they search out for you. When you go ahead and you put in a resume, the talent recruiter comes and responds to you. They look at you as talent. How can we use you? Instead of you using yourself and using your abilities, they said, how can we use you to make us more money? And then don't let somebody leave and then you have to cover the spread. You're looking at it as your opportunity to step up. They give you more responsibility with no title and no extra pay. They are draining you. You are not safe in that world, just like in Sinners. So now that I've given you that, let's get to the Oscar aspect of it. The reason why, as a black man, I don't feel that this movie will get its just due, because history has shown it. History has shown that, what about Malcolm X, the movie Malcolm X? Nothing, right? I think what they get, like best costumes or something like that. But then Denzel gets an Oscar for playing a thug cop. Halle Berry wins an Oscar for being a thot. Do you see where I'm going with this? Black Panther didn't win. You got this whole Wakanda. Didn't win anything. In our mind, when you have dignified black people playing these roles, it gets overlooked because they say that's fantasy. That's not real life. But then when we play these thug roles, which is a small percentage of us, they're like, wow, you captured it. What? There are less people like Alonzo in Training Day than there are Kyles and Tylers. Oh, we can't talk about what's real? But we don't have no faith in the system. In years past, movies that we've never even heard of, that never even made it to the general population of film watchers, never even heard of it. It might have never even made it to the United States, and it wins Best Picture. It's like, who is this dude? Who is the director? I have no idea who's in this movie, but it's sweeping the Oscars. How? We don't have faith, just like a lot of us don't have faith in the judicial system. A lot of us don't have faith in the hiring practices. A lot of us don't have faith in the promotion practices in the corporate world. Tell me how you've revolutionized your job to the way that they now use it to go all the way across the system, but now you have trained your past two people that have gone in front of you, who have never came up with anything. So why should we have faith when life tells us we shouldn't have faith in much of anything outside of our juke joint? Because when we step outside, everything that you think is real is not. Everything that you think is beneficial is not. That's just the harsh realities. Now you can use the corporate world for all those, because I'm trying to be inclusive. Didn't you see how I just talked about that? How we always feel like we have to be inclusive, because if we even say us, it sounds like we're being exclusive. And we are typically excluded out of any accolades of prominence. Unless we're playing a thug or a thot or a dope fiend, then it's like, oh, put them in the front. But this is Late Night CJ. Like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. And oh yeah, let me give you my opinion. I want them to win everything. 100. Everything.